Communities are currently making presentations to portfolio committees in Parliament on the scourge of illegal mining. Tumaole Mohlaoli is monitoring these developments for us, and he joins us now live. And Tommy, I understand discussions behind closed doors have been taking place. What do we know about what's being said?
Well, Ayanda, it's certainly all about dissecting and analyzing the root causes of why illegal mining, particularly in the northwest province, is such a big problem. When I say big problem, perhaps that's a bit of an understatement, because the communities are bearing the brunt of the Zamazamas, terror, reign of terror. That's what it's been classified as by both law enforcement officers as well as those who have been at the receiving end of some of the harsh treatment and violent acts of the Zamazamas. The Zamazamas are known to attack communities in their own homes and rob them of their personal belongings, as well as to violate them, including sexual assault, as well as other forms of grievous bodily harm. The police are saying it's no better on their side, because they are facing a heavily armed and well-organized syndicate kind of operation. Why do we say syndicate? They estimate that over 50 billion rand in illicit gold leaves this particular part of the world. Not only gold, but other precious metals as well here in the northwest. Who exactly is buying it and how they are exactly running these networks is another bone of contention, and calls have been made to ensure that when police do make their arrests, they don't only go for the lowly players in the game, but target all the way to the top. An analogy was used there to say that it's better to cut off the head of the snake instead of cutting off just the tail. So these are some of the submissions that have been given behind closed doors here, and we'll continue to bring you those as and when they happen.
Yeah, and Tumaole, do we know what kind of, final outcome some of those committee members are hoping for today? What is the deliverable on the other side of these oversight visits? Because I imagine the ongoing concern is that these visits are just more symbolic than anything, but won't really get to the root causes of why illegal mining is so rife and well-funded in this country.
A very great observation there, Ayanda, and this is exactly the point of what this oversight committee is trying to understand. It's not only going to be about submissions and debates and those testimonies, harrowing as they might have been, from those who participated here. They are also going on the ground to see for themselves just exactly what has been happening. So all this information is being correlated, and the strategy is being developed to try and come with a lasting solution. It's very interesting that this comes, when I say the backdrop, over the last few months, we had, of course, the African National Congress's own, meeting, rather, in terms of a policy conference. And in that policy conference, one of the challenges that came out was the issue of the porous borders in South Africa. It's a well-known phenomenon, a well-known challenge. And this is something that is being earmarked as being central to the problem here. And so what the commissioners are trying to grapple with is how then do you tackle this particular issue of illegal crossing and movement across the borders. The key culprits, if one can use that word, in terms of the Zamazama scourge or Zamazama crime syndicates would be countries like Lesotho. They are the most notorious and brutal when it comes to the crime element of Zamazamas. Mozambique and Zimbabwe have also been identified. So the portfolio committee, part of the strategy will also to tap into diplomatic channels to try and see how those gaping gaps within the porous borders of South Africa into other countries and vice versa can be addressed.
An incredibly important story. Tumaole Mohlaoli, thanks very much indeed for watching it for us as it continues to unfold. Tommy's live to us there from Rustenburg.